Going everybody, welcome to Ark Basics, a show where we break down the ABCs of how to start an Ark, how to accomplish things, how to achieve things, how to be the best you possibly can be. Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Ark Basics, I'm Phlinger, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite early game tames, but it is really hard to actually get in the early game. I know, yeah, that's exactly how it is. But yeah, it's the Chalicotherium. These guys are absolutely insane powerhouses if you get them early game, and then if you can get them mid game, they can also push on into the boss fights later on for you as an herbivore fighting. They are really good. I mean, they're obviously not as good as, say, like a Therizino, but when it comes around to their overall tankiness, their overall DPS, and the ability that they can turret fire is just insane. So let's jump right into it, and let's discuss the Chalicotherium. All right, now one of the first things we need to discuss when it comes around to the Chalicotherium is they don't take kibble. I know, it's a little bit weird, but they can either be passive tamed with one of two different things. Stimberries, which I would not recommend taming one with stimberries, or you can also tame one with beer, and I would recommend taming them with beer. Now, beer is kind of the hard part about taming these things, which I think means, well, it makes it so where a lot of people just go their entire Ark career without ever taming a Chalicotherium just because it takes beer, which is a shame because these things are really good. But how you get the beer is that you craft yourself a beer barrel right here at level 36. It takes 100 cementing paste, 80 metal ingots, and 500 wood. I know they're a bit expensive. Once you have the beer barrels up and going, all you do is just put in, oh, and when you stamp it, you have to stamp it near water so where it can be irrigated at all times. Once you have that, you put in a bunch of berries and thatch, and it will eventually, over time, convert into beer right here. Now, once it converts into beer, it will, you take and you put in a regular water jar. I don't have any with me right now, but just a regular water jar, one that you craft in, let's see, water. Yeah, one of these right here. Take that, put that inside here, and it will consume it, and then it will take this beer, and it will give you one of these beer jars. Now, the beer jars are very expensive, and, yeah, well, very heavy and expensive to make. So not only are they time-consuming, they also take quite a bit to make. Now, how do you tame one of these things? Well, there's a couple things on the shopping list. Since they are a passive tame, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you've got ghillie armor. All right, the ghillie armor is kind of going to be, it's not really required, and you can do it without it, but I would not recommend it because if these things aggro on you while you are taming them, then they will go and just rampage all over the area and cause a whole bunch of issues. Yeah, they when you go and you try to stick beer up their butt, if you touch the butt, they're gonna decide to hit you. The ghillie gives you a little bit more wiggle room on that passive tame. It's like most things that are aggressive when you passive tame them. Yeah. All right, so let's go find one. So yeah, the shopping list is beer and ghillie, and preferably something that can help you get away. So yeah, looking stylish out trying to stuff beer up the butt of a Chalicotherium. It's great. All right, now one of the best places to actually find these guys or where they spawn, well, they spawn pretty much around just about any parts of the jungle area. So down around in here, and you can find them up in here. You can find them down here on the edges of this island down here. You can also find them over here on this section. And then also, really hot spot is generally up here and right up here, right on the edge of this spot is always a really good hot spot for Chalicotherium. So that's where I'm actually going to go look for now. And we are right above this swamp area. So, all right, so they're usually found in groups of 2. And see, here's one right here, down here, and they generally tend to wander a little bit. So there's a 145, and here is a female level 20. Well, you know what? We've got the 145 here, so we may as well tame this level 145. It is there. Normally for basics, I'll just do the easiest one just to show you. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do the easiest one, and then later on, if I need the 145, I can save that. All right, so now here's what you do. Make sure you've got your ghillie equipped, and then you put that on there. And make sure that your dino or whatever, always have a dino ready for escape, because trust me, if they aggro, you're going to want to escape because they are going to beat your butt very, very quickly. All right, let's get you out of the way a little bit. There's something that we can run to if we get into a pinch. All right, there we go. Now you come up to it, and you want to duck down as you get close. And wait for it to actually stop. There it goes. And, man, okay. And there we go. Okay, so 1 beer on a level 20 tames quite a bit. And since we didn't touch the butt, it's not going to aggro on us. Now we're just going to kind of let it kind of wander around a little bit and then see exactly how long this takes. Now that it's like this, we can actually track it. Yeah. All right. And they're not generally super aggressive, but if you get in range, they will smack you. And range is probably about this distance right here. They'll start smacking you. But with ghillie, you can get up right up close to them like this before they actually start being aggressive to you. But if you get right up in their face like here, they're going to wallop you. Yeah, it's just one of those things. So be very, very prepared for that. And in true passive taming form, it takes forever for their second feed. So that's kind of what I'm waiting on right now. Just know that you're going to be here for a bit of a wait when it comes around to that second feed. All right, here we go. Last one. Come on, dude. You got to stop. Or not. Saw it earlier. Now, a lot of these times, when it comes around to the passive tamers like this, you can literally just run up to them and then click the button before they do it. But I would not recommend that on Chalicotheriums. There we go. All right, so we've got a Chalicotherium. So now that we've got this, I mean, notice that even at level 29, she's already got rather impressive stats. I mean, ones that Parasaur would be jealous of. So let's get her in a... back to base, and I'll show you exactly what all she can do. It's really impressive. All right, and also, in your time playing on the island, or whichever map you're doing this, I'd normally do these on the island if they're available on here, just so where people with just the base game know exactly what there is. But chances are, you will probably get a couple saddles in your loot, because their saddles are generally pretty common, because they're dropped out of lower tier loot drops, which is actually rather advantageous. All right, so with that being said, I actually have 2, so let's go with the highest armor 1, and let's go show you exactly what all these guys can do, because it's rather impressive, even though we've got a cold snap going on. All right, so these guys right here, saddle them, but if you do need to equip the saddle, it is actually, or craft the saddle, it's craftable at level 42, and it is 180 fiber, 45 metal ingots, 265 hide, so very early game, and then also very easily done. And then notice these guys, they are very, very tanky, but they are kind of slower, but they are still faster than like a trike or something like that. And also, I would actually consider these guys as the next step evolution from a trike to a Chalicotherium, because these guys are definitely an upgrade on a trike in just about every way. All right, now notice that we can run and we can gather berries and we can gather stuff at the same time. While we're running, all you have to do is press the C attack while you're running, and you will just harvest so much stuff, which means these guys are probably the best berry gatherers, in my opinion. I mean, other than, say, like, Ark Survival Evolved's Tech Strider. Those guys, you can't outdo a Tech Strider. But these guys right here are just insane with how fast they gather stuff. It is very, very impressive. So if you want to have dedicated one of these guys as just your harvester, it's really good. And it's just the C attack, right like that. very, very good. So you just run around and gather a bunch, or you can stop and swing, and they have a massive conal AoE, which is really good. Also, they have another special attack that if you right-click, you can launch boulders at things, which is wicked, wicked cool. It does a ton of damage, too. Dude, Mr. Stego, you need to go. All right, there's a couple different things. For leveling paths on these guys, if you're going to be using them as a daily driver, and you can totally use these guys as a daily driver just because they are so tanky, I would go with probably out of every 5 levels, I would go with, say, 3 into health and 2 into melee damage. Their melee damage scales rather quickly. Now, if you're going to be using these for a berry gatherer, just straight up wait. Just have an extra one if you're breeding. Take one, put it into weight, and then just forget about it. Get this guy's weight up to like 2,000-3,000, and they will go that far. That way there you can just gather as much berries as you absolutely want to, which is unfortunate because even though Stegos, they do get weight reduction on the berries in their inventory, I do think Chalicotherium should have something like that, but unfortunately they do not. Really, dude? Coming back, huh? And also, when it comes down to their attacks, they do have a very, very respectable knockback. It's pretty good. So yeah, this right here, this Stego, all I have to do is stay slightly downhill from him like this, and then he can't even hit me. He rushes down, attacks me, or tries to, and then I smack him with just my left-click attack, and then pushes him back. And yeah, works out quite well. And now he's off. Alright, but also, with all of those different special abilities these guys have, not only they're one of the best berry gatherers in the game, also they have ranged attack, which very few things do. I mean, the Mesopithecus and the Rock Golem are some of the only ones that can even do what they do. Also, their attack, it's not just a thrown boulder attack like the Rock Golem, it is also works as like the poop from a Mesopithecus. So not only does it do damage, it also snares. Not as long as the Mesopithecus, but it does give you the poop stain effect, which is pretty dang cool. All right, which is another reason why I personally call them poop cows. But also, while they're while you're riding them, they are one of the tankiest dinos that you can do this. Yeah, one of the tankiest dinos that you can whip out something off their back and just start shooting. It is wicked cool that these guys can do that. And then when you, sorry, just coming out of a cold snap. My guy's like completely hungry. But also, when you're done with that, you can actually take and put them on turret mode right here. And turret mode means that they're going to stand in one spot, and then if you ever tell it to attack somebody, or if you have it on attack my target or on aggressive, they'll stay in the spot and they'll just lob boulders at things as long as they're within range, which is wicked, wicked cool. So yeah. Anyway, that is the Chalicotherium. They are easily one of my favorite early game tames. It's just the hardest part is getting the beer for them. So if you are able to get the beer going early on, these guys are absolutely amazing as pets or as mounts. So yeah, I hope the video helped you out. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy, everybody.